All right, kings and queens, clash your swords. Yeah, yeah. And you kings and queens already know.
100 kings
We
and 100
gonna
queens.
let's show 'em. But before we show 'em, on the screen, this is King's Dre Sears mushroom site. A lot of y'all been asking about mushrooms, the herbal mushrooms, the healing mushrooms. Well, this is it. Okay? So it is KRSmushroommajesty.com. Okay? So let's go down this site real quick. All right? Explore the how can I say that? Extraordinary. Excuse me. At KR's Mushroom Majesty, we provide top-notch Amanita muscaria mushrooms. I had to get that right because I've been studying this stuff too, so I still can't get it right because different people say it a different way. But anyway, it says perfect for culinary delights and transformative experiences. Now, transformative can be, you can get, I can't say it's like a drug where you're going to get high, but if you take too much of it, you will. Okay? But join us on a unique journey of discovery. And you can click right there to shop. Now, if you see right here, Amanita muscaria, right here, majestic mushrooms, fit for a king and the queens too. Y'all, we ain't gonna discriminate against y'all too. So you see the mushroom head right there? But the mushroom head don't got no crown. I guess the mushroom head is the crown. See that? All right. So it says at KR's Mushroom Majesty, we prioritize your satisfaction and safety above all. Our Amanita muscaria mushrooms undergo rigorous quality checks to ensure they meet the highest standards. We source our products from reputable suppliers who share our commitment to excellence and sustainability. And I did see where they get their stuff from through the partnership they have, okay? And it is A-OK. Each batch is carefully inspected for freshness and purity, so you can enjoy your culinary and transformative experiences with confidence. Trust in our dedication to delivering only the best quality mushrooms that enhance your journey. Now, let me go into some about the mushrooms. Now, King Dre here then sent me a bunch of mushrooms. I have some over here. I have some of the Amanita muscaria right over there in a gold foil Ziploc bag. But I did take it. I know I gave some to my dog, and it was good on her, and I know it was good on me. Now, the other ones that I had, which they call magic mushrooms, those that I took, I had something was going on with my throat. Felt like I was coming down with something. It was so bad, I'm telling you, it felt like I wanted to die. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all at all, period. And I tried everything. I know my brother had to come over to pick me up to go somewhere. And I wound up taking the magic mushroom, and I left. When I got back, I didn't even notice that I was healed. It's like I had this scratchy throat. If y'all ever had COVID and it felt like it was about to come down, this was something different. They said it was a new form of it coming around, but I spoke against that. And I'm telling you, I was healed. It was like it never was there. So when it tells you transformative, it transforms you out of that sick stage into the healed stage. I will tell you that. And this mushroom here, Amanita, does the same, okay? But honestly, I would choose the magic mushroom. That's just my preference there. But make sure you check out KR's mushroom. KRS mushroom. So I guess you couldn't put the hyphen in there. So KR's mushroom, but it's KRSmushroommajesty.com. All right. So with no delay, I'm about to get into the next thing here. Let's go on over here. That's not what I want to look at right there. That's not what I want to look at. We're going into the FIRPTA tax letter. Okay, that's what we're doing. So before I get into the other part dealing with the 8288, 8288A, and the breakdown of what I said I was going to do for y'all, you need to, I guess, get a copy of this letter, and only the members of the university, okay, those that refunded the money back from Fourth Wall are able to get this. I will only send it out to those who refunded the funds back. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that list right here. I don't know where that list is. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I got one. It says refunds. Trying to look for it right now because it looks like it's missing. I had a list of everybody who was on that list that gave the refund, and a lot didn't. Okay. All right. So there might be a couple that's not on here. If you did refund it, you need to send me an email proving that you refunded it. Okay. I haven't matched up this list yet, but I will. Still haven't got to it yet. Been kind of tied up. All right. So the ones that refunded the funds, okay, fully, okay, Levi Ross, Nikki Seller, Derek Johnson, Jocelyn Griffin, Tiffany Ann, Lamont, Richard A., Cameron, Marcia Brown, Catherine, we got one that says Inner Standings, Joshua Dowdy, Jennifer Smith, Victor White, and he still owes a portion of that. Still need to get that back from you. But you can't request nothing yet until I get the rest of that. Refine, Queen Refine, Larry Longoria, Earl Johnson, Harry James, we got Brigada, Marjorie, James Colson, Wally, that's Joshua, and then he said that he refunded. I'm going to have to go back and look and double check, but it was King Cortez. I know we got a Derek. Derek is on here. Let's see who else. Michelle Vargas, that's the Inner Standings right there. That's who that is. I already said you. Did we say Earl? We got Earl on here. Said James Colson. I said Cameron already. Tiffany, if I didn't say Tiffany. Okay, I'm going to go through this list and make sure I got all these names lined up. All right? But those are the only ones that can request this document. Okay? Now, because some of you are going to sit there and try to copy off the list. That's what y'all going to do. But the problem with that is you're not going to have everything on this list. So let me skip up here. And we're going to start off with the Fins and Gens number, your Fins and Gens number. Those that are not assigned as an agent, you cannot use this. If I did not certify you as an agent, you mess around and use my Fins and Gens number, your ass will go straight to prison. I'm telling you ahead of time. Because I didn't authorize it, and the IRS will get in contact with me when it is used. Just to let you know. All right? So right here I got my logo, but you can put your logo beside it too, whichever you're using. If you're using your trust, if you're using your state, if you're using your Indian government, or you're with it. You need to put it right beside this one. because you are tagging along with me and I am making you a tax agent, okay? So it says here, your trust, tribe, or estate name here. Agent under the Stevie Tyrone Thompson Estate Trust. Fins and Gens number. Make sure you have a certified mail, not no registered mail. Right here it says, put what moon is here. Do not put a corporate crackhead date. You need to operate in your tribal capacity. And you go by the moon when you operate in your tribal capacity. Okay? Because you're your own, you have your own government. Okay? It says, dear agency, / withholding agent, / company. Okay? Because you're going to send this to the companies. This is what goes out to them all, along with your executor letter. Okay? We as the transferee are exempt from U.S. tax or non-recognition treatment applies. Okay? Withholding agencies are tax exempt. Put that in, what do you call that? But anyway, so we, the transferee, give you this written notice because the IRS under the 8288AB says you have to give them written notice. They're supposed to give you written notice, which they have not. Give you this written notice according to the Internal Revenue Service that no recognition of any gain or loss on the transfer, on the transfer of service. Let me change that right now. Transfer of service. Of service, supposed to be transfer of the service, products, or I just finished this up, so you got to excuse me on this. Transfer of the service, products, or negotiable instrument was required because of the non-recognition provision in the Internal Revenue Code or a provision in the Morocco or Mexican U.S. tax treaty. Since we are using either one, a lot are using Morocco, a lot are using Mexico, it has a tax treaty, so they can't tax us, okay? That we are under also. The U.S. real property interest is distributed or transferred after December 31st, 1987, meaning we, the transferee of the instrument, property, or the agent who is required to withhold according to the letters and conversations we have had recently with the IRS. Now, y'all already know this because of the code, 25 U.S.C. 1445, 25 U.S.C. 1446, okay? And if y'all don't remember it, you need to act like you remember it. But also going into the FIRPTA, which y'all can look that up, you can also look in there and see the same thing, okay? Precept upon precept. The tax on all the property you have sent is valued at, and this is where you put the value of your contract, right here. The value of the contract goes there, okay? And the 15% tax, okay, so we're going with the minimum based on it being an agreement with the two, which makes it a partnership. And this is under the IRS code too, by the way. Every deal you have is a contract, okay? You have 7, and then you go and put tax on that is, and you put the amount of the tax that they owe on the entire contract. If you didn't deal with them for 3 years, then after a 3-year contract, you need to total up what was in the contract or what they stated that you yourself will pay every month, and you total it up for 36 months. Then you put it over there on the left, and then on the right side, you're going to put the tax, which is 15% of that. Okay? Right now, we're not talking about the lawful money for the principal of the contract that you're going to do. We're just talking about the tax right now. Because what happens is you're going to get your lawful money for paying that income tax. Because see, here's the thing. Say that was $100 and it was only $15 owed. Well, the IRS is a United States corporation, so all they want is the $15. But for us, $15 is way more than that because it's multiplied times what? 200, 300, 400, or 500. So they have to return the principal, which is the fiat. This is why I say when you get the fiat check on the fiat side, you put that back in your straw man and you can just spend that however your straw man wants to because it's business. But it's tax exempt because it's coming from the Treasury. Okay? Now, on the lawful money side, you can get that returned to your 9/8 or you get it returned to your WIFIT. If it's a 9/8, then it's going to sit there until you pull it out. And I show most of y'all how to pull those funds out of the 9/8. Okay? Now, if you're going to just use it for investments, real estate, something that you're going to make back, some money back for the beneficiaries, then it will go to the WIFIT. And the bank account has to state WIFIT. Okay? And once that happens, you can also use that for the beneficiaries, but you can also sit it in the Fidelity in your WIFIT account and then get interest every month and distribute that out to the beneficiaries every month. Okay? So we're only talking about the tax side right now. We're not talking about the contract itself. Now, when you pay them, everything you paid out to them, then that's another filing. That's with the fiat because you gave them an IOU, so you come back and you settle the debt. The tax is already handled now. So then you got to handle the contract again. So now the contract itself, the same amount you put on the left side, that's what you're going to settle. So you're settling the contract, then you're going to have to settle what? You're going to have to settle the payments that you made with fiat. You got the contract, which is a negotiable instrument. You got the fiat, which is a negotiable instrument, which is a means of trade or exchange. And you also have the tax itself on the contract. So we got 3 different tax filings that we're going to do. And I hope you listen very clear. Don't come asking me no silly ass question about, hey, do we gotta, you hear it right here. So please stop acting ignorant and take heed to what I'm telling you. You know that's a contract. 1, you know that's a tax that has to be handled first once the instrument's delivered to you. And then 3, you got to settle the debt of the fiat that you gave them. Money order, credit card, debit card, that's all United States stuff. And the reason we're getting the lawful money back because we are tribal and our tribe money is bigger than the United States. And that's where the lawful money comes into play. And I told y'all that in the last video, one of the last videos. You have 7 days to settle this debt. If not, we will handle it with our adequate security and then forward it to the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. So those who have a tax bill with the IRS, go ahead and settle it with your gold, silver, copper, whatever. Because it is our job to give the IRS their tax dollar. All they want is just whatever percentage the 15% is. That's if you got a partnership. Now, if someone that ain't give you the information, then they tell us clear as day to do 24%. Okay? So if they don't want to give you the W-9, you're going to hit them with 24%, as the IRS showed us in the letters they sent. And we're going to send a letter out to the United States Treasury Tax Department asking them or demanding them to take out the maximum amount since this company did not give or provide their W-9. See how that works? And if there's any other thing besides the partnership, you need to go look at the 8288 and you need to see which percentage applies to you. That's 22%, which I showed y'all. So there's different percentages here. So any of you out there saying, oh, he don't know what he's talking about, that's a lie. Go read. That 15% on this document comes from the FIRPTA. F-I-R-T-A. Go look it up. And if you want to see the other percentages, go to 25 U.S.C. 1445. Then go to 25 U.S.C. 1446. You want to learn about the adequate security? Go to 25 U.S.C. 1445 and read the whole page there. Okay? You have 7 days to settle this debt. If not, we will settle it without adequate security and then forward it to the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, okay? Which you will have a tax debt to return paid to us, principal plus the demand /lawful money. Okay, that's your interest. Because we are owed interest in our tribe. This is the reason we get the demand money or lawful money, to equate to what our tribe uses. You ever looked at inflation? Well, we can't go by the United States. We go by ours. And compared to their dollar has dropped, so ours have increased. Immediately after, we will file the required income tax return for the taxable year of the distribution or transfer as stated on the required filing documents, which will include the foreign currency, lawful money, telling you what it is, and telling them too, of our jurisdiction under EFTPS. Now, those that know anything about the EFTPS, that's the Treasury system where you make the tax payment. That's the same system that your banks use to trade dollar for dollar. When you make your deposits, those are the taxes. Okay? This goes through the Treasury and Loan, TT&L, along with the appropriate Treasury Power of Attorney form. And you know what that is. Those that are in our university, appointing and assigning your trust to settle any debt, principal, interest, and taxes. Because what I'm saying here, because we know there's a principle for the tax that you paid, but I'm also referring here, or we are referring here to the regular principle of the contract that we're going to come back the second time around and hit them with. Okay, now I told you there are 3 different filings we're going to have to do. So that's 3 different 1099As, 3 different 1099Bs. Okay, I know in the last video I'm going to give them to y'all. So this is deep. You think it's just whoop, 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 slap some numbers on something and send it off and be sit back and wait. No, no, no. You need to handle the tax business. According to 12 U.S.C. 411, 18 U.S.C. 8, and 31 CFR 240.14 through 17, the disposition codes of a U.S. real property interest mandate that most foreign sellers of U.S. real property that you now hold have, because remember you're going to send it back to them. This is where the acceptance for credit comes into play, and then a claim has to be made on that in order to assign them. That's with your power of attorney up here, Treasury Power of Attorney form. So everything lines up. Are required to pay capital gains tax on profits. Because remember, we get it, we can put some value on that, then they got it. They can't come back and tax us on gold. They can't do it. We ourselves have not made any profits because it is an expense as stated and reported on the required IRS tax forms. And that's our tax documents that we will be filing. To collect the tax, we the buyer, transferee, not the seller. And you know why I put that there? Because of the 8288. If you look down on that form, you will see the buyer is the transferee. And the transferee, according to 25 U.S.C. 1445, is the one that taxes the company that sent the U.S. real property. Okay? Now, y'all got to understand this. How is it U.S. real property interest? Because under their code, it clears day in their instructions, in their manuals, it clearly states, if you look it up, it states that any United States partnership is U.S. real property interest. Any corporation created in the United States. This is why I told y'all have to do y'all 8822B to transfer the companies that you have over here over to a foreign country. than that, your company belongs to the U.S. You ever heard it before? Your ass is grass. Your ass belong to me. And that's what the United States is saying right now, if y'all haven't did it. But you don't want what you have, your company, U.S. real property. And this includes the real estate, all that. And y'all also need to gather up some of your own real estate. Go to a beach, grab some sand, and y'all need to do that. Because in the next video that I put out, you're going to understand why you should be doing it. Because, and I can go ahead and tell you a little bit of it, if you give them, like King Dracer gave me some Chicago sand, if I put that on an instrument and I send it to this company, even a copy of it, then that's U.S. real property interest, even though the United States really don't own this land. They're administrators of it, that's why they have an interest. It didn't say they're the owner, it said they have an interest, which they are the administrator of this land. Okay? I'm just telling you their claim. So, not the seller must withhold 15% of the purchase price and send it to the IRS. Not your company or trust withholding agent, but our withholding agent, which is, so whoever you are that I assign as an agent, then you would have to put that trust, that estate, or your tribe there. Okay? Now, which one to use, that is totally up to you. Which one is going to be handling the taxes? You got all three, so you need to make your decision. We ain't talking about your 9(8). We're talking about your WIFIT, your estate, or your Indian tribe. So, when we file a U.S. tax return, let me go up a little bit, we are required then to subtract the amount withheld from any tax due, which we have done, and then shall forward the amount to the Internal Revenue Service. Our W-9 form is attached for our exemption of taxes on any future invoices or bills, along with a blank one. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to give them your W-9 form. Remember I showed y'all how to fill that out, like you fill it out for a job. You're going to fill it out that way, and you're going to send it to them. You might say, well, why not send a W-8B in? Well, it depends on what country you're in. They might still tax you. The W-9 specifies and states that you are exempt if you do it the way I showed you. You look up W-9, how to use a W-9 to correct your status, or W-9 for foreign status. Okay? Or W-9 to make yourself exempt, and then put my name in. Either one of those titles. And it should come up, because I cannot remember the exact video title. I got so many, only got close to 900. All right. Our W-9 form is attached for our exemption of taxes on any future invoices or bills, along with a blank one that you must fill out and return to the mailing address that is on the envelope mailed to your company. And then you're going to put your king or queen name there. Do not put your straw man name there. Okay? And this is also why you're going to attach the executive order to it for future use, for the principal that you're going to get, for the contract itself, and because they might say, okay, the bill is in such and such name. Why is this king sending me anything? And they're wondering, who the hell are you? Well, this is why you attach your power. If you want to attach the power of attorney, you can do that. But you would need to, that's only if the bill is in your straw man name. Attach your power of attorney, attach the executive order with the barcode on it, because you need a barcode, because some of you out there trying to operate without barcodes. And you got to understand, you got to have that barcode. That is the data. That is the claim. Some of you just ignore what I'm telling y'all. Then you have your asses handed to you. I keep seeing it. Like that king went and sent all that stuff to the courts and they mailed that stuff back. They ain't mailed my stuff back because y'all trying to operate without a claim. And y'all wondering why they doing that. Listen, I gave y'all all the weapons to fight this war that we're fighting. And some of you just doing whatever the hell you want to do. Some of you are not coming to the classes to understand why the IRS coming back at y'all with a bill. Because you're not following the instructions. You're trying to change something up that I did not tell you to change. You're trying to add stuff that I didn't tell you to add. I never told no one to do an 8288A and an 8288B and attach a regular 8288 to it. Never said that. There's a certain way that got to be turned in, which I haven't showed no one. And this is the reason why. Y'all got the issue where y'all just want to keep adding stuff and thinking you got it down pat. You don't. Okay? Now, this video is private, so it is not public. All right? So only those that bought something from that fourth wall and returned it back will get this. Okay? So, and I don't mean for members. I don't mean for members, because this link is strictly for y'all. Do not share it with no one. Okay? And if you have not, or one of the ones that has slipped through and you got this video, you need to make sure you return those funds to PayPal, my PayPal. Now, with that being said, let me go to my last thing and I'll get out of here. Those who bought the shoes in the past, which only was a few, the 100 King shoe with copper sole. The shoes are $200 and you can tender it through PayPal. Just tell me your shoe size in the notes. Make sure you put your address on there. I had just washed mine there in the closet. But and $200 in the sole, inside, up underneath, the copper is in there. Okay? Now, you don't know how to replace the copper. Depends on how long you wear this shoe. Okay? And then you have to wash it. But what I would try to do is make sure that the copper sticks to the top of the sole. So when you wash these shoes, you can take that sole out, hand clean it on top of the sole, and then you wash the regular shoe. Okay? But this is the 100 King shoe with the copper sole, and it's $200. It was $225. I dropped it down. So the PayPal is beneath. I'll show it to you in a minute. That's the other side of the shoe. And I know the queens want one as well. I did make some slippers or slides for the queens. I'm about to post that so y'all can see it, but that's what the other side look like. It's paypal.me/STT Estate Trust. Okay? Dealing directly with me. Not dealing with no fourth wall. And like I told y'all, I'm still dealing with them. All right? And that's the front of the shoe right there. You got the swords going through the shield. You got the crown all over the place. I love these shoes. Okay? And in the background, you see the shoe in the back there. There's the watermark. All right? So, but don't forget about King Dre Sears' mushroom site, KRSMushroomMajesty.com. Okay? I could go over there. This can go over here where it says shop our products. All right? So, like I told y'all before, if y'all have a business and y'all are trying to push it, I will come on here and I will promote it for you. I'm not charging Dre Sear for doing this. I think he said he's going to give a donation or something like that, but I didn't ask for anything. So those who out there think, oh, we just tried to make money, what am I supposed to do? Sit around here and work for free? That's what some of you think. Some of y'all who visiting this channel, because there's two so-called idiots that came over on the channel, and they keep talking about, oh, don't trust this YouTube guru. First of all, I'm not a YouTube guru. First of all, I went to school for finance and taxes. So that's what you don't know. I went to school for business. I'm a businessman. I know finance. So you need to put a checkmate on that one, okay? Because you're wrong. So the person was saying something about, oh, you're going to be in debt. Everybody who follow my instructions, I ain't in no debt. Everybody's owed something right now. Especially myself, for selling somebody $300 and some $1,000 debt with the IRS. So how can somebody be in debt? It's free. They're free from the debt. Okay? I can go on and on and on, but I'm not. I'm just going to point out that one. Okay? And I got the video showing you that one. And then the other one that was kicked out the group, he went and got a check. Spent $40 and got $800 and some back, which is supposed to have been close to $10,000. But he was scared of the money. Okay? So talk what you know, and you who are there listening, trying to distract people from following what I'm doing and what I'm teaching. Listen here, I'm going to say this to every last one of you, and even the ones who hate what I do. Some of you just hate to see a person make any type of fiat, any type of lawful money from someone. That's like me going to McDonald's and hating the guy at the counter who's selling a doggone cheeseburger. You selling cheeseburgers, I'm mad at you because you making money. You making something per hour. Why would I get jealous of him? He got to feed his family. He has to go. He probably trying to get in college. Me, I'm trying to get the hell out of here. Okay? But that's what some of you want. This is my last go round here. And things have already started to come into fruition. Everything the Most High done showed, which I'm not going to speak on, because some of you, these real witches that want to sit there and try to use witchcraft. Okay? But remember, rebellion is a form of witchcraft. So if you're not following me and listening to the LORD, then guess what? You're going to hell. And on that note, if you use this information to get free, do not blame me. Blame the L, the O, the R, the D. Won't he'll do it? Oh yes, he'll do it. So what you need to do is get this knowledge and start to pursue it. I'm King Stevian, representing the 100 Kings. Wait a minute, let me go over here to the 100 Kings right here. Let me find it. Where you at, buddy? Come on. Come on. Let's go to the 100 Kings. Man. Let's go. There you go right there. See that? 100 Kings. Yeah, boy. And the 100 Queens. As you see in the shoe, we still got the queen in there. All right? So I'm not muting them out. So even the kings sport the queens on their shoe. Ain't that something? King, that's gay. No, it ain't. We got to show and represent our queens. You know that's right. Show you right. Say it like the little black dude in the movie. Show you right. I'm King Stevian. I am out. Peace.